I like this most because many of you may be traveling to conferences or trade shows, and that's just going to give you a helpful pulse on your business.
Are you ready to unlock the strategies that will scale your Amazon store to six figures and beyond? Whether you're looking to grow sustainably or scale with confidence, we've got the insights and tools you need to succeed.
Welcome back to the Six Figure Amazon Store podcast. I am Becky, your host. It's good to be back. Today, we're going to talk about a tool that every Amazon seller should have at their fingertips, and that is the Amazon Seller Central app. So, I'm going to share with you the best ways to use this app. And also, there are some things I actually don't recommend you use as well. Now, before I jump in, I do want to share with you some exciting news of what's finally available. Over the last 9 years almost, I've come to really deeply understand the frustrations that come with selling on Amazon. And whether you're new to the platform or you're an established brand, you want to do things the right way the first time with Amazon because that can help you avoid unnecessary headaches and costly mistakes. And I've worked with brands that are just starting out with Amazon and others that are already established, but they're still newer to Amazon. They don't understand how the platform works super well. And they see the opportunity to grow, but they're not really sure how to navigate Amazon effectively. Now, Amazon University is great, and there's other resources available, but they often leave you with more questions than answers. And I wanted to give you a step by step process with an experienced team who does have your best interest in mind. So, you want to set your brand up for long term success, not running into risks of issues that could actually jeopardize your account. And that's exactly why I created this six figure Amazon store course. That course is going to take you through the exact process that you need to be successful. And it does have up to date information about what's working right now. There's a lot of courses that are out there. We do keep ours up to date so that you can know what works now and you can avoid bad and old information of what no longer works, or worse. I've seen courses of things that they're recommending that are actually banned by Amazon currently. So I've spent thousands of dollars on courses myself, and we always are looking to improve because, how can we serve our clients better in our agency? But now all this information is available to you, and it's been designed for if you're a brand that really can't yet afford an agency, but you still want the inside scoop, you want to know the best practices to grow your brand on Amazon, this course would be for you. So don't waste time or money doing it the wrong way or getting stuck. We have the knowledge and expertise that you need to succeed. There's going to be a link in the show notes, and I will have that. I'm going to tell you the address. It's a long address, but it's growonamazon.clickfluency.com/the six figure Amazon store course, or just go to the link in the show notes. It'll take you right there. Now, let's jump in. If you've ever felt tied to your computer, you're constantly checking sales, maybe you're updating inventory, you're responding to customer inquiries and questions, this episode's for you. The Seller Central app, it really helps you to manage your entire Amazon business from your phone. And that's going to make it easier for you to stay on top of your store even when you're on the go. And that's one of the best reasons that I like it. So today I'm going to talk with you about the few key features on the app, how you can use those for your business. I'm going to share some pro tips for you to help maximize its potential. And whether you're just starting or maybe you've been selling on Amazon for years, this is just an app and a tool that really can save you time and help you stay on top of some critical business operations when you're selling on Amazon. Now, like I said earlier, there are a few things I don't recommend that you use the seller app for, and I'm going to share that later. And if you visually want to walk through me showing you the seller app, I'm going to make a YouTube video, and once it's live, I will have a link to that YouTube video if you prefer to watch me walk you through the app, and you can see everything that I'm going through. So I'm going to try to describe it the best way I can in case you're listening. So if you're running your Amazon business, you know how important it is to keep up with everything. But let's be honest, especially as a business owner, or if you're a CMO, then if you're logging into, your computer multiple times a day just to check some numbers, it's not always the easiest thing. And that's where the Amazon Seller app is very practical. The app is designed to essentially make your store, your Amazon store, faster and more convenient. You can check sales, you can look at ads, you can even update your product listings all from your phone. So whether you're at home or you're at the coffee shop or you're traveling, for you're going to a trade show, you're going to a business conference, you can stay in control of your business at all times. And I like this most because many of you may be traveling to conferences, like I said, or trade shows, and that's just going to give you a helpful pulse on your business because if you've ever been to a conference like I have, and I'm sure you have, you know that it's usually jam packed during the day and it's really hard to get back to maybe your hotel room or your computer. And this is why the seller app is super helpful. So many sellers do struggle with keeping up with their Amazon store throughout the day. So maybe you've been in a situation where you're like, I need to check my ad performance and you're not near a computer, or perhaps you are not sure about an inventory level because you didn't log in. There's information also, for instance, that Amazon's been asking all sellers to verify their account or your account could be deactivated. Those are the types of notices, for instance, that you don't want to miss out on. So that's really where I want you to keep that in mind. And this is where the Amazon Seller app, it'll help solve those challenges. It'll give you access to those tools that you need right from your phone. And so you don't have to worry about scrambling to find your laptop or waiting until you're at the back of the office to monitor and look at sales. You can do this real time wherever you are. Let's walk through the main features of the Amazon Seller app and how you can use those to manage your business. So the first one I'm going to walk you through is the sales dashboard. And this is where you can see real-time sales tracking. This is probably my favorite part of the app. There is something very gratifying when you log into the app. And if you have the app on your phone, you're just going to automatically stay logged in. And the first thing you're going to see is that sales dashboard. And you're going to instantly be able to see today's sales versus past sales. You can change and look at the last 7 days, the last 30 days. You can even click into when you click on the chart, for instance, the orange that you see with the sales, you can even see what are your best selling products within your product line and what percentage are they getting of sales. You can look at, order trends over time. Like I said, this is great because you're just going to quickly see some sales patterns without having to go to your desktop or your computer to figure out how you're doing. And that is just from the home page. Next, you can go to order management. That is to the right. You see orders. You can manage new orders or just manage orders. So you can see the new orders as they come in. So as I'm recording this, I can see in Pacific Standard Time, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. So I can see so I can see about 40 minutes ago. I mean, my math is not great probably, but okay, an order came through on the account for 2 of 1 product. So I can see it's pending, but I can see real time when orders have come through. I've seen sometimes when I open the app, it's only been 4, minutes ago. Sometimes you might need to refresh it if something looks off, but it's great because you can quickly see how you're doing with your orders. You can even look at the order details, shipping statuses, returns. This is only really helpful if you're using FBM. I usually recommend FBA if at all possible. But if you are doing FBM, you can quickly see their address. If you're not, you can still see details of the buyer's name, first name only. You can also see the city and state of where it's shipping to, etc. Then you can actually even, if the bottom left, there's a little 3 dots and it says more, you can actually even from the app refund the order, contact the buyer, or look at the order in a browser. So that's very helpful too if you need to quickly issue a refund because a customer is upset about something. So I find that this really helpful for seeing the orders, like I said, coming through. Most of the time I do recommend FBA, but if you are using FBM, that can be helpful to kind of gauge how things are going there. Next, you can use for customer messages, and this is where you can really help improve your response time. There's a customer service section of the app. So I have to go to my menu, and it depends how you might have it configured, but I look at communications and I can see there are buyer messages in that section here. This will help you to respond and read buyer messages quickly. This I found is crucial to handle messages very quickly. You can avoid a lot of, upset customers or dissatisfaction, negative product reviews, etc. by handling things in a prompt manner. This will also help you with to have a higher seller rating because if you're handling things in a right way of how you would normally do business anyways, then that can really help improve just customer satisfaction. Next, you can look at advertising from here. So when you go into the app and you're in the menu, And I can look now if I scroll down over to it is called the section of advertising. You can click into advertising, and this will let you look at ad spend, sales performance just in real time once again. You can technically adjust bids and budgets in the app or pause unperforming campaigns in the app. I don't recommend that you use the app for those purposes because I find it very difficult with the size of your phone screen to see the big picture of everything. You also need to be very careful using the tool on your app or on the app on your phone because you could even update something incorrectly or misunderstand some metrics if you're not looking at your desktop. So, our ads manager never manages and reviews advertising from the seller app. He always is on desktop. So I would recommend for that. Now, what you could use it for though is under the advertising. When you click into it, you could kind of just use it to get a pulse on how much do I have I spent this month on ads. And this will help just give you an idea. Typically, the brands that we work with will say, okay, we have this much to spend in this particular month on Amazon ads. So you're going to kind of look at it. And if I'm about 2/3 of the way through the month, I can know, okay, I've got, I'm okay on tracking on spending, not overspending, but also not underspending. So you kind of know and get an idea quickly of where you are on that. That is a way I think it could be helpful through the app. Next, we've got inventory management. So the little button that looks like a clipboard says inventory. So you can actually track your current stock levels. You could get low inventory alerts to obviously prevent stockouts. You do not want to run out of stock on Amazon. That is just really going to hurt your listing. It's going to hurt your organic ranking if you do. So if at all possible, do not allow your listing to run out. And if you use FBA, you could also use the send replenishment directly shipments from the app. That's not something I also would like to do from the app personally because I find it to be more cumbersome than when you're on desktop. And once again, I think that there's a higher chance of mistyping some information. I think that FBA shipments are most easily created on desktop, but you technically could do that and you can look at, tracking the shipment. I think that would be a better usage of that. Next, we've got performance metrics, and that's really to monitor how your seller health is doing. So when you go to the menu bar, we're looking at account health. You can look at things like customer reviews, voice of the customer, your seller feedback, things like that. This is really going to help. You want to make sure that you don't have any kind of metrics that are above Amazon's standards. You want to keep your metrics within their range. You don't want it to fall outside of their range. So it could be above or below, but you know what I'm saying? There's usually a max amount that they want. They want to see it better than 97%. You would want yours to never hit below that. You can also look at, like I said, the feedback from your seller feedback. And also you can see if there's anything issues that you need to attend to. And I would recommend keeping an eye on these because your account health, we always check that every day for our clients with the brands that we manage because you don't want any kind of account suspension or any performance related penalties. So this is performance notifications, for instance. You would get notified first if there is something with your listing that you might need to change and you can actually avoid it getting suppressed or suspended by changing it as needed to make sure it's compliant with Amazon's maybe new rules because that does happen all the time. Then when you're looking now, let's look at product listings. So technically you can actually create and edit listings from the app. So if you need to update the title, the description, your price point, you can actually do that all from the Seller Central app. Now, you can, like I said, make new listings. I don't really recommend that method because I do think you're going to miss out on all the information that you need to fill out to make sure that your listing is fully optimized. I also think it's much easier to work with a flat file or to manually add a new listing from your computer. Now, you can also add or update product images from your phone's gallery. Once again, if you're in a pinch, you could do this. I just wouldn't make it my first choice. And I do like the option for updating the price. That is actually one that I do find helpful, especially if there's some update that you need to make to the pricing and you want to make it quickly and you can't get to your computer. I find it very easy to do from the app. You just keep in mind it will take about 15 minutes to reflect the price change, but that I think is a useful way for the Seller Central app for pricing. Now, I want to share with you some pro tips to get the most out of the app. You can turn on push notifications. Now, this can help you to stay informed about new orders or buyer messages or policy changes. But I will say only mark the ones that you need because you don't want to have too many notifications, so many that you actually miss the important notices. This may happen to you if you're signed up for Amazon's emails and you realize, I am getting so many emails from them. You may need to pare down so that you're making sure you're seeing the good and important emails, essentially. And once again, I mentioned you can use the app for price adjustments. I really like that because you can tweak things right there on your phone as needed. If you're something updated with your price point, you could easily do that there. I like how you can also monitor your inventory alerts there. This will quickly help you to see, am I running low on stock? Because that would not be good. You could then, let someone know on your team, or you can make sure that there's a shipment that gets created if you're using a third-party logistics provider, that you get a shipment sent out ASAP. Also, I do like it for the buyer messages. I think that's one of the best uses of that are these 4 that I've mentioned. This is the 4th one. So responding to those buyer messages promptly, because faster seller, response time, Amazon loves their customers and they love when you love the customer back as well. So when you do that, that is going to really help your seller rating overall and just avoid potentially negative product reviews, etc. So if you want to stay on top of your business while on the go and you want to track sales, you want to manage your inventory, kind of keep an eye on things, you want to respond to customers, the app is really great. It's free, obviously. You just sign in to the Seller Central account, and that is just going to be a great way for you to have it. It seems like a no-brainer. So if you don't already have it on your phone, make sure to add it. Thanks for tuning in today to the Six Figure Amazon Store podcast. I hope today's walkthrough helps you to make the most out of the Seller Central app. Once again, if you haven't, just download it. It's free to download and start exploring its features. And if you have any questions, let me know. There's a link to our email in the show notes. Until next time, I'll talk to you later and keep optimizing and happy selling on Amazon. Bye.
Just like your customer reviews on Amazon help you grow, your review on Apple Podcasts helps us reach more brands like you. If you enjoyed today's episode, would you please take a moment to leave us a review? We'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much.